Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty cool for wrestling fans.
Yeah, we're looking at commentary for a match that, well, it never actually happened. Stone Cold versus Brock Lesnar.
Exactly. We've got insights from Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler commentary excerpts. The goal is to figure out what their analysis really tells us about these two massive stars.
And it's interesting how they frame it right away. It's not just a match. It's like this huge monumental thing.
Totally. A potential era-defining clash, you could say. So let's dig into Stone Cold first.
Okay.
The commentary calls him a legend, obviously, a mainstay, defining that whole 90s attitude era.
Right, which was all about that rebellious spirit, that edge. They really play up his unmatched charisma.
And his experience.
Yeah.
You know, being in those high-pressure situations time and time again.
That history is so important here. They're referencing, like, all those battles with Vince McMahon, The Rock.
Right, setting the stage.
Yeah, establishing him as this, iconic figure facing maybe a newer kind of force in Lesnar.
And his style, they described it as a brawling style, lots of resilience, and of course, the stunner.
The devastating stunner, yeah. But it's not just brawling, is it? They mention his tactical mind, too.
That ability to spot a weakness, to capitalize on his opponent's weaknesses, how does that stack up against Lesnar's description?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting, because Lesnar is presented as, well, Beast Incarnate.
Yeah.
Pure physical dominance.
Yeah, they talk about his background, NCAA champion, UFC heavyweight champ, that unique blend, they call it, of wrestling skill and just raw power.
A physical specimen, explosiveness, brute strength, that's the picture they paint.
And the F5 finisher, something that can just end a match, boom, in seconds.
Definitely. But there's a catch, isn't there? The commentary hints at a weakness.
Ah, right. That he can lose his cool. Especially if someone like Austin, perhaps, gets under his skin.
Exactly. And knowing Austin, his mind games are legendary. That's a huge factor. It sets up this amazing dynamic.
It really does.
Yeah.
It's not just power versus technique. It's also about the psychological side. Can Austin push Lesnar's buttons?
But they don't discount Lesnar's own smarts either. They mention his killer instinct, his ability to counter moves. He's a master of countering.
So he's not just a wrecking ball. There's calculation there, too. He's out to prove his dominance.
Absolutely. So the commentators are essentially framing this as a clash of the titans, a real battle of WWE icons.
Representing different eras, different styles. The rebellious everyman, that's Austin, versus the dominant athletic powerhouse in Lesnar.
And they stress it's more than just strength versus strategy. It's about, resilience, willpower.
Yeah, who wants it more? Who digs deeper?
It's about pride as much as winning the match itself. The stakes feel incredibly high. This could define a new chapter for both of them.
It makes you think, doesn't it? This kind of matchup, the experienced strategist versus the maybe younger, more powerful force. You see that everywhere, not just wrestling.
Oh, for sure. In sports, business even, like personal challenges you face, that dynamic is pretty universal.
Strategy versus sheer force, legacy versus the drive to dominate now.
And the commentary really highlights how wrestling uses that tension. The established legend trying to hold on, the newer force trying to take over. It's compelling stuff.
So wrapping up our deep dive here, the commentary paints a picture of Austin versus Lesnar as this epic collision of styles, eras, and personalities. Huge stakes involved.
Yeah, legacy, dominance, the mental game, it's all in there.
It leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Think about the matchups in your own life, maybe not literal ones in a ring, but those challenges. What can you take away from how Austin, the strategist, or Lesnar, the powerhouse, might approach things based on how the commentators saw them? Something to chew on.
The World Heavyweight Champion is ready to defend his ground. I don't think I see an ounce of doubt in the champion. He absolutely believes he's leaving time in his title iron.
Well, it would be hard to argue with him, Michael. I can tell by the way he's covered. We're going to shut this down.
Throws up the shoulder.
Premature to try to end things now. And into the collar and elbow.
Looking to turn this around, and there it is. Into a headlock. Turn things around into the waistlock from behind.
Rotating out of that to apply a chin lock now. Landing a knee right to the back. He almost got caught by that one.
Locking up with one another.
Demonstrating power here, able to drive the opposition to the ropes.
Ooh, right to the face. Collar elbow tight. Front face lock applied. It's about to get more painful. Oh, jeez. Take all the wind out of you.
Deadlifted clean off of the mat. And that horrific force might have taken the champion out.
Straight into the pen. Gets the shoulder up after one.
Easy kick out there, but they'll get harder soon.
Has stomped a lot of mud holes in his day, Corey. What's key to making sure he's not at the bottom of one?
Plain and simple, be ready for a fight. I can't remember if Stone Cold has ever applied a hammer lock, but when it comes to throwing fists and delivering stomps, there is nobody better at dishing out that kind of punishment. You can break out the fancy stuff later if you want, but you got to wear him down first because he will force the match to be a brawl.
Shoulder tackle to the butt. The champ taking a bit of damage.
Oh, he puts the boot to the midsection. Looking to seal the deal, guys. Austin's still alive. So resilient.
Giant suplex. And not one yet. Another German. Continuing to punish their opponent with a German.
The rattlesnake is in a precarious position.
Arm wringer. Right hand will count. He didn't plan for this.
DDT delivered.
Taking the wind out with a stomp to the solar plexus.
Oh, kick connects. Classic Stone Cold.
Having trouble making it to a vertical base, and it looks like it's only going to get worse.
Ripped in the hard way.
Vicious right forearm.
Tossed aside. Turns it around.
Catches him. Austin.
Stunner.
The champ delivering when it counts.
And going for the pin. He stays alive. He stays alive.
It was almost just lights out on their championship dreams. Let's see if that kick out was a spark, or is it the challenger's last gasp?
And Austin is in a state of disbelief. Thought he had this match in hand, but it will continue.
And I ask, the way these combatants have been unloading on one another, how are they still going?
And again. Picking up momentum. Feeding up adrenaline.
Battering them with repeated 12 lines in the corner. Down they go.
This might be it.
Oh, the champ narrowly kicks out.
A long 2.5 in the waning moments of this match.
And what he's looking for here looks like a potential submission maneuver coming.
A lot of tension being used.
Desperately trying to resist the hold.
And he decides to get his opponent out of the hold.
Might have felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to counter out of the submission. That scary look in his eyes, fixated on the opposition.
Moving into the ring. Uh-oh.
just how much more is needed. The end could still be right around the corner.
And there needs to be a refocus now. That was the moment that could have ended things. A moment to the sky. Saw it coming. It counters it.
These superstars have toiled away endlessly, and this crowd is on their feet in full appreciation. An incredible sight to see. And landing with the double axe handle.
Oh, look at this. Just cranking the head. That's gotta hurt. Cranking the head.
Attacking the arm. And a way to break down your opponent. Austin just stomping away.
Stone Cold takes the upper hand.
Austin's opened up a can of you-know-what.
Stone Cold able to reverse that. Oh, stop right there, gut. And he gets delivered back into the ring.
Cole letting his feelings towards his opponent be well known. Austin, that's gotta be it. Consider the championship retained.
Now let's get another look at some of the high points of that one.
Here is your winner, and still WWE Heavyweight Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
He wasn't giving up that title. No way.
A pretty impressive defense. Challengers might think twice before coming at him now.